So, on the Medicaid
Yeah.
transition, there are multiple issues, but there are two main issues. One is whether to do it, whether to go to the managed care model, and then the other was the whole timetable.
Yeah.
And my question is, in the face of so many stakeholders saying this is too much, too soon, we're not ready, why did what was the rush for the administration to keep pushing for January 1, and why did it take the federal government to say, no, they're right, the administration needs to move this back to a March timetable?
Well, first of all, I think we need to back up just a little bit. This wasn't like something that we decided overnight that we were going to do. There are 39 other states that are implementing managed care.
I get that.
We have managed care in the state. We had visited with each one of those states. We started at a much better place than a lot of the other states did. So we had spent a lot of time on just the framework and how we launch this and how we roll it out. So there was a lot of time and a lot of conversations back and forth. A lot of the private providers that made it through the RFP that we brought into the state are operating in other states. So I think it was an aggressive timeline. I think we would have been fine with the longer that the legislative session went. That really even condensed it more. We were monitoring it all through the process. We felt like we were making progress. We had all 4 of the major hospitals that had signed on. We were working with providers all across the state of Iowa. I mean, that's a pretty broad network in itself when we had the 4 major hospitals that came on board. So we were making progress. We were continuing to monitor it. We were working very closely with CMS, not only our staff and our Chief of Staff, Michael Guzlo, who's been very involved in the whole process.
This is about individuals. This is about a vulnerable population that we need to work with and get healthy. It's about healthy outcomes. I have managed care from a private provider. You have managed care. Every single state employee has managed care. Why shouldn't this population
Well, we're
have
veering
access
back
to that?
into whether to do it or not, and
I
what
think
I'm coming
that's
back
been
to is
settled,
what I'm coming back to is that some of the families of vulnerable Iowans, some of the providers, at least in our part of the state, who don't have a reputation of being fearful of change, expressed very serious concerns about the timetable. And I come back to my question is, in the face of really what was a PR issue, if nothing else, the perception that the state wasn't ready, we wondered, or I'm asking, what would the harm have been to initially, rather than have
But we had already done
March 1
that. We had already done that, actually, before they even came in. Before the CMS even came in, we had extended the safe zone actually until April. And so that gave every individual that was participating, they could go anywhere in the state, not just in network, and still they would be compensated at the 100% rate. So we had already done that.